All right. So the other post that I've seen on Reddit, this one's title: "Should I change my major from biomedical engineering to something else?" And the person pretty much said, "I'm a sophomore studying biomedical engineering, which is my major, by the way. So yeah, we're twinnies. I'm also a collegiate athlete as well. I am not enjoying it so far, and I'm not sure if it is because I'm also so busy with my sports that I don't get time to study how I want, or if I generally don't enjoy it. I'm kind of at a roadblock and I'm looking for change my major. I'm curious to know, should I just stick with it, or well, it get better as AI get further in, or should I change it now? Well, so if I'm understanding what the post says, it's pretty much like somebody, choosing biomedical engineering and then they're also an athlete and they have like multiple things that they're doing every day, so they really don't know whether or not if they enjoy it. Well, the thing that I'll say is I'm a biomedical engineering myself, and the reason why I did choose it is because I generally like biology and this whole engineering aspect, not because I specifically wanted to do devices, or I'll say medical related projects only, or like this whole like medical related tools was really appealing to me. But it was mainly because hey, I really love biology back in high school, and everybody was saying that, hey, you know what, you should go and become a doctor, or maybe like go to med school. My biology teacher used to tell me that when I was in seven, maybe like eighth grade. And I was like, no, because I was still back in Haiti, and medicine in Haiti was like a really long and dreadful kind of world, and I really did not want to do that. But yeah, so I ended up not choosing biology, or not really caring about it too much, or just enough to actually pass. And then, so that I don't have to do medicine. But I moved to the States, and I ended up changing my mind about like medicine, because even if it's really dreadful, but it was not as stressful as back in Haiti. Or I just realized I was like, you know what? It's a really long word. Yes, I know. But the thing is, I'm gonna be old either way. Might as well be old with a medical degree. To just put it short. But I also like engineering because I really did believe that I wanted to become a computer scientist. And back in high school, when I really did not want to get close to biology because I did not want to go to med school, so coding was something that I also explored. And back then, I realized that, hey, you know what? I really like this. So I did more, so study a little more, took a couple classes, and then realized that, hey, you know what, this might be something that I really want to do for a living. But moved to the US, went to college and applying to college, and like before seeing people doing things that I thought I would have enjoyed doing for a living. So I just realized that, hey, you know what, this thing is really not something that I really want to do for a living. I can do it as like a hobby, but not for a living. So they not really want to cut it like out altogether, because hey, I still enjoy doing it. I really want to learn more about it, and I also wanted to learn more about biology, and medicine was something that I was like, okay, cool, let's do medicine, or maybe hey, we're gonna do medicine. So I just like, you know what, might as well just mix them together. And biomedical engineering was the only thing that I seen that actually makes every like both of them together, and I was kind of happy with it. So that was like my whole thought process when it comes to me choosing biomedical engineering. But for this specific person, so he says or she says that she's the athlete, which is a little too much, to be honest, because based on my understanding, because I really don't have like a bunch of friends. Well, I do have friends who are athletes, but I really do not have like a bunch of friends that are all athletes, so that I have like a really I'll say wide understanding on this whole specific situations that he or she's going through. So like the way that I understand is they have like multiple practice and stuff, and they barely have time to do other stuff, which I kind of get with me being a pre-med right now, because my life is pretty much like 80% of the time at the hospital, and then the rest I just subdivide with me existing and also me being a student, because even if I'm a pre-med, I also have other stuff to take care of, like, hey, you know what, brushing my teeth, eat, and stuff like that. Even if sometimes I generally don't want to do none of that, I just want to sleep if I'm not at the hospital, like right now, to be honest. But I also wanted to record this. But being a athlete and then be a biomedical engineer should not really be appealing. And the reason why I'm saying it should not really be appealing is because everything's, well, at least when it comes to me, like everything that you really want to do, you can do it. But the only way that you can do it is by trying multiple things, which is pretty effed up. Like, hey, if you really want to do it, so why the heck are you trying multiple things? The reason why I'm saying this is because it's all about time management. Like, if you're an athlete, or and you know, like, hey, you know what, when it comes to me being an athlete and then my practice and stuff, so I only have like this for 6 hours, or I only have this for 8 hours. That's gonna be an hypothetical situation. It's not like a real situation. So this pretty much, I give you free range to plan your day accordingly, and kind of like, think about all the stuff and actually plan your day to do those other stuff that we thought about. So the thing that I'll say is, when it comes to those situations, and it's also something that I'm learning right now, time management is key. Like, instead of giving yourself multiple things to do in a day, try to be realistic with what it is you absolutely need to do. Like, priority, like this thing that you really have to do. So take this thing out of your 24 hours, and then see like how much hours that you have left, right? And then you plan accordingly. So do not try to overplan, do not try to underplan. So you do the main thing that you have to do, and then after you choose this main thing that you have to do, you actually know when it's gonna start, when it's gonna finish, and then you actually thought about, like, you actually think about like other things that you really want to do as well. But you also have like this time frame or this cutoff when you really want to like stop doing every single thing, or to just concentrate on yourself and like stop doing tasks and stuff like that. So that's one way that I've planned on doing my stuff right now, which is totally different from the way that I thought about doing my stuff like 2 weeks ago. And one thing that I realized is I'm constantly changing when it comes to like me planning my days or doing my stuff. Like, I used to be like, hey, you know what? Let's dedicate like 8 hours to study, and I quickly realized that, hey, you know what? It's not really about like dedicating 8 hours to study, but it's a little more about like, a let's study what we have to study. Because even if sometimes I dedicate 8 hours to study, it sometimes not really enough, because maybe I get distracted, or I really don't know what to do, or I just get, uh, yes, distracted yet again, and I do not do what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm trying like to cut up on the time and be more responsible, even if it looks like I have way much more time now to manage, or I have time management right to do stuff like, hey, you know what? This is the thing that I have to do. Doesn't matter how the day goes. So I really have to do this thing. So how long is it gonna take? So record what I have, how long it's gonna take, like beginning end. And then you think about other stuff as well. So you make sure that, hey, you know what? This is priority. This is not priority. This is priority. This is not priority. So you take all your priorities, and then you have this cut of time, like, hey, you know what, this is when I really want to stop, so you stop at this specific time, and then you just like put every single priorities in, or at least the priorities that you can actually put in, and hopefully it's gonna work. Have not really tried this yet, but I'm gonna try it for this upcoming week, so I just can't wait to see how it's gonna turns out, to be honest. But yeah, I'll say time management is key. Like, for this specific OP, I really don't know if you're really gonna see this video, to be honest. But I'll say try this specific technique that I just like talk about, and let me know how it goes. But when it comes to like not knowing if you like something or not, I'll say give it time and try multiple things. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we live in a world right now where there's like so many options, and there's like always something new, always something that you can choose. And some people sometimes, if they are not in the right environment, might just give up and choose something else, and thinking that they really like it because of peer pressure, for example, and they leave this thing that they could have really liked, and to pursue something else that they ended up not liking, and then they're pursuing something else again. I'll just say give it time, because it might just ended up being an endless cycle of you studying stuff and not finish. And I'm not saying that, hey, this is exactly how it's gonna go, but I'm just like telling you like a possibility of what could actually happen if you really choose biomedical engineering in the first place, and then right now you're a sophomore. there could be a reason for that. So actually take some time off to think about your why and see if your why is actually something that's worth pursuing. Because at the end of the day, we are all changing, even if we don't realize it. And you might have valid or maybe legit reasons to actually change your major and don't do this anymore. But you might actually don't have any valid or legit reason to not do it anymore, and it was just peer pressure and poor time management. I'll just say give it time, and then later we'll realize whether or not you like it. So we're gonna cut this right now, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.